Keep forgetting, not in love anymore. Keep forgetting. DIY nurse, howdy. That's funny, made in Mexico. Okay. Tour guide, Tommy. TY Custom. Alejandro Martinez. Mr. Lomas. What's up, buddy? All right, this came in a few days ago. I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. This is going to be the newly released DeWalt 5-inch brushless XR orbital sander. DCW210B. All right, this is the bare tool. Also comes in a kit. Taking a quick look at the kit, guys. I don't recommend that only because the kit comes with a 2 amp-hour battery and a charger. It doesn't come with two 2 amp-hour batteries, just comes with one. And it's really almost double the price just for a 2 amp-hour battery and a charger. Now, you know, if you don't have a 2 amp-hour battery or any type of batteries, maybe you want to go the kit route, but I probably wouldn't do that. But what's up, Autobahn? Tommy Gunn, TJ, Led Hendricks, and right after this, Led Hendricks, I'll be doing the Patreon giveaway that you got to comment under. And I want to thank Soak. We had 3 new Patreons this week, and a new one today. My man Soak. Thank you very much, Soak, for signing up. Appreciate it. All right. There's William Davis. William Davis got his Patreon gift or his prize yesterday. And Mr. Jensen, MF Jensen, should get his tomorrow, but he's in Florida. Kevin, what's up, buddy? All right, so let's take a look at the DCW210B. All right, 5-inch orbital sander. Been waiting for this for a long time. DeWalt never had a cordless sander out before this one. So, you know, much like Ryobi and Ridgid and Makita, who have orbital sanders that are brushed, they kind of did the whole Milwaukee thing and skipped right over to the brushless, only because Milwaukee and DeWalt were the last two to come out with sanders. So, no brushed model for the DeWalt. So, they announced this, I want to say a good 8 weeks ago, guys. This will be available November 12th. It'll start shipping. So you got another 2 weeks, a little bit over. But, you know, something that was announced, you know, along with the jigsaw. A couple other tools that they kind of announced when they announced this this orbital sander. But let's crack her open. And we will go over. We'll go over that when I open her up. I was going to tell you a little bit about some of the stuff here, some of the specs. But we might as well just wait until we open her up. Okay. Cool beans. All right, so, and what's cool about this also, guys, I'm going to probably mention it a few times. This orbital sander connects directly to the 2 dust extraction tools that DeWalt has. So, obviously, it comes with, you know, a little container here. But, again, you can set this right up to your DeWalt extraction. They have a couple that this will fit on. Probably the 2 latest ones that they have. I'll get you the model numbers. Okay, so very light, what we want. And, you know, the reason why probably DeWalt hasn't come out with this sooner is, you know, guys, a lot of people who do woodworking, obviously, um, you do it indoors. You know, you probably have workshops or wherever you're doing it. Now, obviously, I think cordless makes everything easier. But, you know, you do have access to, you know, electricity. So, not saying that, you know, a cordless like this wouldn't be better. You still got, you know, extension cords and all that other stuff. But, you know, that's just kind of my little opinion of it. Because obviously DeWalt makes many, many corded orbital sanders. But, yeah, that too. Oh, that's not the Southern Style. What's up, brother? How jealous were you, Southern Style, seeing all those people at GIE? I'm going to get a DeWalt tattoo on my arm. All right. Big beaks. All right. So, owner's manual. Again, it's $119 bare tool, if I didn't mention that. $199. I think you can save $10 right now at Acme Tools. So, you know, $109 versus, you know, $189. But really almost double the price for a little 2 amp hour battery and charger. So, if you have the batteries, obviously, you don't hear me say it much, but sometimes bare tool is the way to go. All right, so instructor's owner's manual right there. Okay, so wow, this thing is quick comparison, because if you guys know, the only other orbital sander, the one that I have, and again, if you follow me, one of my favorite Ridgid tools, and I think many people feel the same, but their orbital sander, I love it. You know, that's why I never had any really ambitions on getting that new Milwaukee orbital sander, to be honest with you, because I like my Ridgid so much. But real quick, just picking this up, there's a huge weight advantage to this DeWalt. This is 1.9 pounds without the battery, which would be a 2 amp hour. Actually, it's 1.9 pounds. I wish, I'm just thinking of having my scale down here. But 1.9 pounds without the dust. Yeah, I know it. You will, if you do have Ridgid, you'll definitely notice that immediately. Huge, and that's why I wish I could weigh these. That is definitely why. All right, but with the dust bag, 2.1 pounds. So 2.1 pounds bare tool with the with the dust bag on there. They had to keep up with Milwaukee. It's been a long time. I hate cord. Yeah, we need to compare it to the Milwaukee Fuel. Well, you know, with these orbital sanders, guys, I mean, it really comes to, you know, it's an orbital sander, guys. It's not a breathtaking, you know, what it's going to come down to is comfort and what platform you're in. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's an orbital sander. The Ryobi, for the guys that are in Ryobi's platform, I think they probably had one of the first cordless. Now, they don't have a brushless model, but I get a lot of comments on how, you know, it's an orbital sander, guys. But now, different RPMs. Now, the big advantage, obviously, to this DeWalt and to the Milwaukee is they have brushless motors. So, runtime is going to be a huge difference with the Milwaukee and the DeWalt. But I can tell you from, you know, at least picking up and farting around with the Milwaukee, this feels much lighter. And I can tell you compared to the wow, this is real nice. And DeWalt, you know, again, they're kind of probably have the most corded orbital sanders out there. They have a lot there, and probably the best selling. You know, Milwaukee's really not known for their sanders. You know, right? Bosch, they're not really. Makita, yeah. So DeWalt kind of, they're kind of known for their, yep, they sell them everywhere. Yep, Home Depot, Lowe's. And it's hard to find any other corded orbital sanders in the stores. Now, obviously, if you go online and shop, you can, probably find a couple different ones. But real quick, just going over, and I'm gonna bring out the Ridgid just for a comparison. And I should have had that scale here. All right, so here's your on-off switch right here, and here's your dial. Now, just looking at the on-off switch, again, my first time looking at it, I like how everything is sealed on it. So obviously you have this rubber overmold that overlaps the on-off button. You guys have seen buttons like this. So no dust, no dust, no debris can get in there to, kind of mess up your on-off switch. Or the functionality of the on-off switch. So definitely really smart there by DeWalt. Here's your speed settings. Real simple to use. It's just the dial that goes up and down. Goes all the way up from 1 to 7. So much like the Ridgid that I have. Frankie Gambino. It's obviously, it's a 8-hole hook and loop. Much like everything, Velcro. RPM wise, or orbits per minute, is 8,000 to 12,000 orbits per minute. Yep. Yes, you do. And of course, you have their 90-day, you don't like it, full refund, 1 year of service, and obviously 3 years on the tool. This is where you put your battery, obviously, right here. And real simple, here is your little dust bag. Yep. Without even ever using this, it's, they're all the same. Just push it in and you turn it. I turned it to the right. To take it off, you turn to the left. Actually, I like this setup. Let me put my thing on now. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Whenever I put this stupid thing on, it shuts it. The on-off button gets hit, and it shuts it off. But I want to talk to you about the bag here. The one thing real quick about the bag here. The one thing real quick is if you do have the Ridgid bag or the Ridgid orbital sander, the bag is kind of really weird. I use it a lot. I'm gonna bring it out here in a second, but whenever you kind of have to pull it off, or you kind of have to really yank it to take the bag off. At least that's what I remember. I haven't used it in a couple weeks, but real simple with this. I mean, it's so easy to put on and off. Like, I don't have to yank it off at all. You just pull it off. Again, I'm going to go over some of the small things I like about this, some of the small things I like about the Ridgid better, but this is one thing, because I know every time I empty the bag with my Ridgid, stuff kind of goes flying everywhere. But really nice everywhere. But really nice looking, again, super light. I got a 1.5, again, you can get the 2. I am going to just let you know, and again, you would really never want to do this, but I'm going to put a couple different batteries on here just for you. So here's the 5 amp hour, and this is probably as big as I would go, and it's still really, really light. And another advantage to this, guys, and again, I'm just going to go over the Ridgid to a degree more than any other one, only because that's the one that I have, it's the one I use. The Milwaukee is going to be kind of similar to this, I would guess, only because the batteries are compact. But, with the Ridgid, if you put the 5 amp hour battery, and you guys know how much bigger the 5 amp hour batteries are compared to DeWalt's and Milwaukee's 5 amp hour batteries, I really wouldn't, or I really don't go over a 4 amp hour battery. But most of the time, guys, you really want to use a 2 on this. That new compact 3 amp hour would be great for this. But a 2 is what I would use with this. You should have a couple of them, so runtime really shouldn't be an issue. But with a 5, still super light and super compact. Now I am going to put, like I said, a bigger battery on here. Kind of hard to take the battery off for some reason. I don't know. All right, so here is the 9 amp hour. Again, never want to put this on, but, and to be honest with you, 1.9 pounds. This is probably 2.5. So actually, the battery weighs more than the orbital sander in this case. So again, you would never want to do this, but what the heck? Only because I'm sure someone will ask me a question. Actually, you see how it kind of tips over. But if you want it, it'll fit on there. But 9 amp hour don't want to use. Wouldn't go bigger than a 5, obviously, but obviously your 1.5s, your 2 amp hour batteries is what you want to do, or you want to use. That one came off easier. All right, so I got a 1.5 right here, and again, makes this super light, compact. Yeah, even with this one, you can't. See, with the 9, you can stand it up like this with the battery, with the bag on. Obviously, you take the bag off, you can, you know, stand it up. But like I said, this will connect to a couple of DeWalt's dust extraction tools, so you can hook it right up. And it'll probably fit on other ones. You know, you might have to tweak it here and there. I went over the price, Frankie. It's $119 bare tool. $199 for the 2 amp hour battery and charger. Again, I do not recommend getting the kit. It just doesn't make sense for a 2 amp hour battery and a charger to pay almost double the price. But if you want to, you can go and do that. Again, I don't recommend it. Getting bare tools too much, but in this case, go bare tool. All right, so let me just bring out the Ridgid, and I'll kind of, you know, and guys, totally different. I'm not comparing the Ridgid to the DeWalt, you know, and that's sometimes I get a little, because, you know, Ridgid is not, it's more of like a DIY, you know, bargain. So it shouldn't compare. This is brushed. You know, it's not brushless, and there's obviously a price difference. You can get their Orbital sander Ridgid in a couple kits. They have it with the job site blower. They got it with the light. They had one kit that I did a video of on Home Depot, one of the specials of the day. It was $99 for the vac. No, it wasn't the vac. It was the Orbital sander, the light, the radio, and the fan. I think that one was like $129, but $99 was everything but the fan. But you can get this, you know, $49, $39. I think it's like usually $59. It matters when you get it. I think when it first came out, it was like $79. And you guys know I hate these Ridgid bags. But okay, so here is my Ridgid sander here. Again, it's just a very big weight difference. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have anything now. That should be pretty empty. Even with the battery on, the 1.5, okay, this is lighter than no battery on the Ridgid. The DeWalt is lighter, and obviously you can see huge difference in size. Not only height, as you could see, but obviously, you know, you got to remember, you're going to have a battery here, and I'll throw a battery on here just to show you. Do I got a 2? Oh, no, I don't. I should have that 3. Where was my 3? No, not the 5. I don't want the 5. Give me a second here. Where is my Ridgid freaking 3. What is this? That's a 4. All right, it don't matter anyway. All right, so you know, again, huge size difference. And it might not look as big as it is when you look in true view, we'll use. But again, this has the battery on it. If you were to throw a battery on the Ridgid, just to kind of give it a look-see here. Oh, wait. Yeah, I found the 3. All right, this is the 3. All right, so the 3 fits on there real nice, only because it's really thin. It's actually, I think, a little bit thinner than the 2 amp hour, but obviously it's much longer. But I mean, this, again, got a 3 and a 1.5 here, but you have to trust. And you could just look up the specs. Again, 1.9. I haven't done the review on this. Probably a year ago. I did it when I got it, over a year ago. But the one thing I want to talk about real quick, then we'll try it out. You got that dial here, like I said. I think this also goes to 7. It goes to 6. All right, so this goes to 6. But here's their little extraction. Their dust. Okay, see, it's on there so tight. Now, there's 2 ways to take this off. And again, I don't want to take it off this way, but you can take it off right from here, or you can take it off obviously right here. So it has your lock and unlock up here. So to unlock it, that's lock, this is unlock. But in order to take it off, you kind of have to really yank it, and there you go. Messy. And this really doesn't even have too much in it. I had to sand a bench down. I was doing it, I don't know, probably like 3 weeks ago. But messy. But even without that, you kind of have to pull this off. Is it a big deal? No, it's not a big deal. Let me just get the camera going there. Obviously, not life or death. But if you want to know the small things, that's one of them. Again, the weight is, something to consider. This also kind of has that nice little rubber overmold on-off button, which is good. And again, they probably all have that, even the corded ones. Yeah, and it is a 8 hook and loop, just like the Ridgid. So if you have some older, pads, they should work for, the Milwaukee will probably work with the DeWalt, with the Makita, with the Ryobi, with the Ridgid. So pretty much all 5 companies have a cordless orbital sander now. So no matter what platform you're in, this, again, within the last 6 months, Milwaukee and DeWalt finally came out with one. Again, they're the only 2 brushless ones that are out. Again, talk about the 5 big ones that are, the Home Depot type. And Bosch doesn't have one yet, I don't believe. Let me get a little pad here. Okay. Well, this isn't really good. Let's get a new pad. When you go through these pads like they're going out of style here. And they had a huge deal, if you guys remember, at Home Depot. You saw them in the store. They had like a 50-pack of Diablo. I think it was like $7.99 or something. Actually, I might not even have a new one. Oh, jeez. I'm going to take it off Mr. Ridgid. Give me a second. This one's pretty bad, though, too. All right, so I got to get some more of these Diablo 5-inch sanding discs. And again, a couple companies make them. Diablo. Bosch owns Diablo, and you'd think Bosch would be, rocking with an Orbital sander for their 18-volt line by now, but I just don't understand. Again, real simple, guys, to put these on. I mean, I'm sure everyone has done it, but, again, 8-hole hook and loop. Try to line them up the best you can there, and that is a perfect fit. Lining them holes up. All right, so we got the 1.5 amp hour battery on there. I'm sorry I've been missing the questions. I have baseball today. Tony, and thank you, Tony Tubbs. Anthony was one of the new. What's up, Nathaniel? What's up, buddy? Thank you. I'd rather it go straight down. Okay. I think, yeah, that's a good point there. Some people, I mean, really doesn't make too much of a difference. Actually, with the Ridgid, you know, while you're kind of sanding here, and if you want to switch, you really can't do it anyway from this angle. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're going this way. Now, if you're using it this way, which, you know, you might want it, then you can kind of change the speed kind of while you're working, but it's not really easy. But yeah, that is one of the differences also, as Mr. DeWalt is an up and down. But yeah, what's up, Vincent? Joe, oh cool, man. Yeah, should be out in a couple. You could pre-order it now. Again, a lot of you guys in DeWalt have been waiting for this to come out for years. I've been, you know, ever since I did the Ryobi and the Ridgid, actually, ever since I did the Ridgid review a year and a half ago, I remember, when is DeWalt coming out with one? When is DeWalt coming out with one? 2 years later, we finally got one. And again, you know, it's kind of weird because DeWalt really rocks the whole orbital sander, you know, platform. I mean, they're number one, no doubt, probably in sales. And again, you go to Home Depot and Lowe's, a lot of times you can only find or see DeWalt corded orbital sanders. So no problem, Frankie. Yeah, price ain't bad. Now I think the Milwaukee, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if some of you guys have it. No, it's 119 PRF. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, it is. Is that what you're talking about? Milwaukee's is 129. Maybe that's why. I missed a lot of comments here, but I do gotta kind of get it done. Hey, Jeff Parker, what's up, brother? Man, I haven't seen you in a long time, bro. I use my sander on my multi-tool. Okay, Southern Style. Yeah, Southern Style's a big Ridgid guy. William Pearson. All right, so I hate this freaking thing. All right, let me get this hooked back up to my little stand. All right, so what I have, we're going to test her out on. Again, guys, you know, I'm going to obviously use it, do a little demo of it, but it's an orbital sander. You know, it's really not going to, you know, the main thing I want you to get out of this is why you would go with this. Obviously, if you're in DeWalt's platform, number one. Two, if you're a huge fan of DeWalt's orbital sanders, which they really are leader of the pack. Three is the weight, the comfortability, the compactness of it is, you know, but performance-wise, you know, one over the other might have a little bit more RPM or something like that, or orbits, you know, per minute. This is 2,800 by, 8 to 12,000. So in that range from 1 to 3. So 1 would be 8,000, and then you're probably looking at, you know, every step maybe 400 orbits it's going to add. But what also makes this one great too is, like I said, it connects directly to DeWalt's extraction units there. So let me plug this in. Oh, my battery's about to die. Let me stick her in. All right, so real quick, this is Blackberry's. I put this up outside this summer, and she completely demolished it. And of course, I had a couple holes in it. But this is where she scratches her nails. This is her scratching post, so she doesn't destroy my furniture. So this is all Blackberry, just, and this was like this, nice and flat and beautiful and smooth, really nice and smooth. It turned into just weathered and cat scratch fevered. We got the cat scratch fever. All right, so again, we'll show it again. Super light, definitely. I can again. You're gonna have to go by the specs of what the Milwaukee is. 100% much lighter than the Ridgid, but again, I don't know by how much. I didn't do any research on the Ridgid. If you want to look at my review, I'll probably have the weight on that. Toolboss Ridgid Orbital sander. And again, that's not bad. I love it. Hey, and I want to make that clear too. For the people, Southern Style made a good point. I love this Ridgid. But, that's the thing with technology. Or that's the latest and greatest, man. They're going to improve on it. You'll have no issues with this orbital sander from Ridgid. Again, a little bit heavier, a little bit bigger, and really the biggest thing is it's a brushed motor. So you're going to get much better runtime with the DeWalt. But, very true. All right, so it's all. I hope you kind of got me right about there. Is hopefully pretty good. All right, so we'll start off on speed 1, and we'll go up gradually. Again, I got the 1.5. Wow, so light. Great. Oh boy. That lasted really long. This stupid freak! You're a freak. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I have this little tripod here that only has 2 of the 3 legs working. Okay, so you're gonna have to deal with me a little bit. But real quick, again, super. This is definitely, man, awesome. Really, really the guys who've been waiting for this, you're really gonna like it. Really, really compact. And I actually have a DeWalt old electric or corded orbital sander, and it was awesome too. But this thing is really smooth. And I'll tell you, I mean, this thing is already just even on speed 1, just going over it a couple times. And again, my disc is really, it's not too bad, but it's not that great either. All right, so again, we'll try this again. Speed 1 here. I can't go this way. Yeah, damn it. I'm gonna have to flip it around because I can't do it the right way because there's this big gash right here. But I mean, even on speed 1, everything's kind of smoothed out here. All right, let's try this for the last time here. I'm gonna try to stay in this area right here. All right, so real nice, real comfortable, really, 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 I mean, even on speed 1, man. And again, you don't really, much like any other orbital sander, you're not going to be rocking with it on full power too much. Let's go up to number 3 here. Hopefully you can see this. All right, C3 right here. A lot less shaking. I mean, really night and day, guys. It's so much smoother. There's a lot of less vibration with this DeWalt. I almost want to show the Ridgid being used, and you'll see kind of how much it bounces around, and there's a lot of vibration. Even on, like, this has 6 speeds. If you keep it around 3, it's fairly smooth and everything. But once you kind of go into, the 4s, the 5s, you start to get a lot of vibration with this. I mean, and this thing is, again, you're going to get what you pay for between a Ridgid and a DeWalt. and it's not bashing Ridgid, but you know, one's priced at 59 and the other one's priced at 119. All right, let's crank her up. Let's try her at 5 and then we'll go to 7. All right, speed 5. I mean, I can almost keep this still with two hands, with 2 fingers, with three fingers. I'm using 3 fingers. I'm using 3 fingers. I'm talking into the mic here. Again, I can shut it off right with 3 fingers on it. Again, guys, if I was to use this Ridgid with 3 fingers, I wouldn't be able to use it. It's just, again, a lot of vibration, a lot of, you really got to put a lot of pressure down on it. I wasn't even really putting too much pressure on it, and I was still totally able to control it. And you got to remember, this is speed 5, so we're looking at around, you know, 2,400 orbits per minute, maybe 2,200. I want to say the Ridgid, let me see if it'll tell me. Okay, this does 11,000. So this is 1,000 more. All right, so you got to remember, and this has 1 extra speed. So this on speed 5 is actually higher orbits per minute than a maxed out Ridgid. And I can tell you, not only on speed 6 with the Ridgid, probably on speed 5, maybe even 4, I couldn't do what I just did. Most likely with this DeWalt. Again, keep control and actually be able to, you know, as you can see, control it and not apply a ton of pressure. Because you got to remember, I got 1 hand I'm using here because I got the other is with the camera here. So that's a pretty damn good job here. All right, let's just try 7. So for the guys that want to know, real quick, this is 8,000 to 12,000 orbits per minute. The Ridgid is 7,000 to 11,000. All right. Again, you know, much lighter. Again, I'd probably say 50% lighter. I know that seems real drastic. I would probably think the Ridgid is probably 3 pounds, and this is 1.9. So let's just say 2 pounds and 3 pounds. So that's a 33%. Okay. Again, tool boss math. So it's probably 33% lighter, whatever, 35%, whatever it comes out to. But really, I mean, I don't think I'll ever use that Ridgid one again. Ever. But it is awesome, guys. But again, you know. All right, let's put her on the final speed. Number 7, guys. And again, what I like about this too, like I was saying, it's really hard with the Ridgid to kind of, you know, while you're working to change speed settings. You know, with this, you know, you're obviously working it, you're getting it done. You can easily just get your index finger and go down or up. Really, really simple. You know, you kind of gotta, you know, it's just something you really can't do with the Ridgid. They should have designed that a little bit better. Again, if you're using it, I don't want my hand to be in the way. I'll go from this way. If you're using it like this, you really can't grip it. And I can tell you, and not only that, the dial is very hard to move. So it's something that you can do, but you're gonna end up shutting it off and doing it. All right, so again, speed setting number 7. Again, So smooth. I mean, look at it. I'm doing it on the highest setting here. Little amount of pressure. Just using my three fingers and my thumb in the back. Obviously, I get a nice grip. Real nice. So smooth. I just wanted to see how far I could go on Speed 7. But guys, you cannot believe the difference in just vibration and I wanted to say comfort. Obviously, it's definitely more comfortable, but it is really nice, Toby. What's up, Ramadal? Toby! Really night and day, guys. If you have the Ridgid, guys, the Ridgid Orbital Sander. Again, I don't know much about the Milwaukee. I haven't used it. Please try this and give me your feedback. It'll be night and day, guys. I don't want you to think that I'm just, And again, I love the Ridgid. Definitely get the Ridgid. If you're in Ridgid's platform, it works great. It's 59 compared to 119. So again, you get what you pay for in life, not only in tools, but everything in life. So it's not designed for the same, but you'll really like this DeWalt over the Ridgid. It's almost, with a lot of tools, guys, it's more of just, and you actually heard me talk about that. That's going to, perform the same. The main difference is going to be comfort, vibration and runtime. It's going to kind of do the same. And it really, 12,000 orbits per minute compared to 11,000. It's not huge, but the comfortability, the easy use of using this. And again, let's take a look at the bag here. And this was from the Ridgid, of course. And let's take a look at what was I doing this for? 45 seconds total, maybe a minute. Doing all speeds, probably 10, 15 seconds. Smooth as a baby's rear end. Really nice. But yeah, you don't see too many, what my point is, you don't see too much, obviously with an impact, one's going to be a little bit quicker. But then, sometimes, and the one that is less quick might be a little bit more comfort. Not only are you getting more power with this DeWalt, but you're getting a lot more comfort. We'll leave it at that. Let's just take a quick look at the bag. And this is one of my favorite new DeWalt. If you follow us here at Tool Boss, again, see how I just real simple. Let me kind of get that on there again. With the Ridgid, you kind of have to yank that off. And again, this mess is because of that. Can you see? There you go, right there. Obviously, you just twist. And I don't have to yank it off. Just real lightly, look. Comes right off. And not really too much in there. Like I said, probably 45 seconds of sanding. But, so there's a lot of pros to this. With the Milwaukee, there obviously isn't going to be as many pros. I'm basically comparing it to a 2.5-year-old Ryobi Ridgid. And again, I want to make that clear for all you Ridgid people. And again, you guys know this is probably one of my favorite tools by Ridgid. I really like it. A lot of people really like it. It's awesome. And the fact that they had this out for 2 years before Milwaukee and DeWalt says a lot of good things about Ridgid. But, don't be surprised if Ridgid comes out with a new brushless orbital sander within the next year, and I'm sure it'll be very close to the DeWalt. Probably not as good. Again, two different type of platforms, a pro grade and a prosumer grade. So you're gonna probably spend more for the DeWalt. But yeah, the weight is the big thing. You know, the weight and the vibration. But it works fine. So again, but like I said, I haven't done too many new DeWalt tools, and over the past year, um, not too many. This has definitely been they really hit a home run with this orbital sander, DeWalt. Probably one of their best new tools in the past 6, 7 months they've come out with, if not longer. Um, their last one that I got, and I really liked it, and I got to do the video, is with their finish nailer, their 16 gauge, which is, they make the best nailers by far. Sorry, Milwaukee people out there. And like I said, if you've been following me, I would recommend the Ryobi finish nailer over the Milwaukee. Yes, I said it. Don't hate. Love. But anyway, great tool, guys. You guys who've been waiting for this, you DeWalt freaks out there, you're going to absolutely love this. I know I will never use that Ridgid again. Again, not bashing the Ridgid, but this thing is night and day. All right, so model number DCW210B will be available November 12th at your DeWalt retailer. This is $119. You can get it also is available in a kit with a 2 amp hour battery and a charger for $199. Yeah, it is. Get a bigger hammer. Really like it. Hey, Hunter. Thank you, Hunter. Denos Tailbugs, what's up, bro? And check out my man Denos. I wish I can give is EJM on here? And oh, how about Richard Garner came through today for you other DeWalt fans. But check out EJM. I was looking at his Instagram earlier today. He's got some really good stuff on there. And Nathaniel, I don't know what's going on. I know his child was under the weather. I haven't seen him in a couple days on here, but hopefully he's doing good. But yeah, so like I said, guys, you don't normally hear me tell you guys buy bare tool. But actually, I'm telling you, you've never heard me in the past 3 months say go with the bare tool over, you know, the kits. But now you're really starting me to, the bare tools are starting to make sense now. Especially over the past 2 or 3 years where they're just throwing these batteries at you. Where there's no need to spend another $100 to $150 for a battery and a charger. Or maybe 2 small batteries and a charger. But with this, you know, a 2 amp hour battery, it's not worth spending almost double the price. But if it makes sense for you, do it. Again, real nice. And I'm going to put a little picture up on Instagram now of her. Really like it. All right, people. Peace. God bless.